hill, an outcropping.
Yeah, whatever.
You have nothing to say. Fair enough. All right. Well, geography
No,
aside,
yeah.
look at all the wards that
just...
Go has just thrown down. I mean, that's a lot of map control that they just won themselves.
Yeah, I was just looking at items, and this Flint is going for the typical, ranged agility hero route with going for Geometer Spain, and then eventually, with Frostburn going, not Frostburn, with an Ice Brand, or the Sword of Ice.
Shush.
And then that's going to be turned into Frostwolf's Skull, and Hellbringer sitting, having this pretty nice puzzle box level 2, which is a nice pickup on him. Yeah, and the plate mail on Fae V. So I'm gonna be wondering what he does with plate mail. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Plate mail on a Devourer.
Yeah.
Well, it's either going to be the Frost Field or the Demonic. I don't know. At this point, I think more the Frost Field would be more useful to him.
But that requires a lot of farm, and I don't think it's that viable on him. Especially the way he's focused down. I would like to see a Barbed Armor. That's a pretty good item on him right now, because that can save his life a lot of times, I think. Really.
Oh, really?
And it's cheaper. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than the Frosty Plate, which is actually pretty expensive. And considering his farm, let's look at his farm. 192 gold per minute, so he's picked it up pretty decently right now. He's not sitting at this terrible bad farm that he had in the beginning.
No, not by a long shot. It looks like we have, War of the Wards going on right now as everyone is fighting for control over the Kongor area. Now that Kongor is back up, that token is up for grabs once more, and I do believe Go really wants to take a crack at it.
Yeah, and I think Empire also want that. And again, we see all of Go just chilling out in the Kongor area and just waiting for something to happen. It's so similar to the last time.
Interesting. Do these wards really not see this other ward? But wards aside, looks like finally a little bit has gone down. Out comes the Malphus, blowing that BKB on Pestilence, avoiding a lot of damage. Looks like Defiler's the target right now. Going down ever so slowly. She's so tanky right now. Andromeda being focused down. It does look like Pestilence is on the run as well. That ward has come out though, and it looks like it might be killing off that Beastwood. Not quite. Andromeda did go down. Wretched Hag went down, and now it does not look like Devour is going to be able to clean this up. Actually, he might after all that. That was a lot of damage to go down. Glacius going to be joining Wretched Hag, and that's a Defiler, Voodoo Jester, and an Andromeda down. That hook was kind of silly because it hit that bubbles within that shell, and that shell affords him, of course, the time to use that portal key once again. And oh wow, very gutsy here, but taking out Fae V. He was not really prepared for that whatsoever. And I don't know, I don't think Hellbringer, he's going to be ticking him down, but that shell again going to be saving his life, growing into the forest. Again, the shell with the portal key, getting him out of there, and he will live at 90 hit points. 90.
Yeah, but Bubbles is really hard to catch. Once he gets that portal key, it's just, he's got so much mobility going for him with the great take cover, which just allows him to, get time for the portal key and just blink out. It's really hard to catch him once he gets that portal key, which is actually a very good part about, playing Bubbles. And Bubbles actually picking up a Coldress, he's picking up a Sheepstick now, which is, I didn't see that coming, but it's obviously a very strong item, and, that extra disable is surely going to help his team out.
I could have sworn he would have went for the Nullstone, but going straight for that Coldress, that's just an extra CC he's going to be able to throw out for his team. So yeah, again, a great pickup. Poor Defiler's been losing her stacks on that Sacrificial Stone one after another. She also now has a Blessed Orb, as I said, kind of very tanky at this point, sitting at 2,400 hit points, and that'll only go up the more kills she's a part of. But of course, she does lose stacks upon death. So
yeah. Oh,
I don't know. Voodoo Jester seems to want to tank Kongor, but now they've realized that's not the thing we want to be doing. Bubbles coming in here with that popped Pestilence. BKB, he's going down very quickly though. And, you know, he's able to tank a lot. Flint is just kind of sitting there. He doesn't seem to care, but he does go down. Flint and Glacius are going to be joining themselves in the afterlife. Defiler going to get away with the skin of her teeth yet again. Those ghosts are going to put her right back up to full health. And that was a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of Empire, if only just.
It's really bad that Flint went down because you don't want the carry to die, obviously. But Rigid Hack stays alive, and she's got a Shrunken Head as the first big item, so that's pretty interesting build, to say the least. And normally you go for the Nullster and all the puzzle box first, but you know, Shrunken Head gives you a lot of survivability. It's very useful in general, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether that's such a good pickup. But I guess it's not terrible at all. Like, it's a decent pickup. It's probably not the best that you can get. But Fav Eden, which I find pretty interesting because I can't just match them together. She has a Blessed Orb, a Plate Mail, and a Beast Sword. So what can you build out of this?
Luke, let's try that one more time. You cut out a little bit there.
Okay, I can't really match the items on the filer because she has a Blessed Orb, she has a Plate Mail, and she has a Beast Heart. And I don't know.
Yeah, she's had the Beast Heart for a while, of course, with the Sacrificial and the Plate Mail. We kind of assumed she was going for that Frost Field. But yeah, picked up with that Blessed Orb, could go, you know, anything at this point. I think she's just really stacking hit points, to be honest. I mean, she is sitting at 2,500. And none of these items are really... Okay, sorry, the Beast Heart is used for that Behemoth Heart, which we saw in the semifinals. Great pickup on their part. So she might be going for that, might have chickened out, might have went for something else. I'm with you, though. I can't really puzzle it out either.
Yeah, but look at her gold now. She says 2.8k gold, so she's probably going to farm that Axe of the Mayfly now. And if she gets that Behemoth Heart, that's obviously going to be... Like, she's gonna go the route of, I'm not gonna die at all.
At all. But give me one sec here, Luke. Okay, yeah. We're all good. No worries. Yeah, so Malphite, she's been farming a lot of creep. She is sitting at 174 creep kills. That doesn't really compare to the masters of creeping, which is that Flint Beastwood and the Wretched Hag, but it is the top of her team. She's really been farming these ancients a lot, and that's keeping up her gold. You know, gold per minute sitting nicely there at 345. So, yeah, she's definitely the top earner on their team. Looks like a little bit of counter warning going on. So she has been able to afford a lot of this stuff simply because of that aspect. But, you know, would have been nice of her to complete something by now.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. But, you know, she's probably just really planning ahead, and now they're really trying to go on in that Congo. They really wanted. They've been, you know, sticking around this area for such a long time now, and it's going to be interesting if Empire can just, you know, turn around on them.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do, but they're not going to get it in time because Pestilence now doesn't have that token. Where's the token? Token, yeah, it's definitely on Pestilence, but everything going down. Out comes the Malphite, out comes the Bubbles. All the Bubbles are going to get cleaned up here by that Beastwood. I say that, but out comes the Shell to the teleport once again. Lots of damage going out. Pestilence going to be taken out. This Devourer, and look at the hit point pools on all of this team. They were able to use the token, and now Glacius really needs to get out of there. He's alive! So close! But no, he's going to go down. But Flint also, he's probably going to go down here at, yeah, the Wave of Death. Nothing you can really do there with a Portal Key Pestilence behind you. And that puts us at a 4-3 split. Really, it was a 4-4 because Pestilence had that token of life. But really, I don't know. I mean, it's going back and forth really wildly here. Nobody can really gain a clear advantage in this game, and we're sitting here at 47 minutes in. So,
yeah, it's just, you know, it's going really back and forth. And with the last fight, what I didn't like was that Empire was just too late. So you either go to get them while they're at Kongor, and you know, and you try to just avoid them killing Kongor, or you wait, you know, because it was pretty late when they went in. You try to wait off because the Defiler ultimate was going, and we all know Defiler does a lot of damage with her ultimate. You don't want to face a Defiler while she's ulting. By the way, Defiler has now picked up that Axe of the Malphite.
yeah,
And yeah, so they probably should have waited to go in on Go. But on the other hand, you could argue that Go would have just split up and ran away.
Well, they knew that Go was hanging around that Congo. They knew that this was a very high kill priority, and I mean they warded this place high heaven simply because of that. And then as soon as they noticed they were going in, they were just too far. I mean they were all right back here at the creep jungling, and really that's a lot of distance to cover in the span that it took them to kill Kongor. I mean this isn't the 20-minute mark anymore. A lot of people here farmed and very full on damage. Look at Pestilence. He does now. He has that warp cleft now. He has his negative armor, his BKB, and well, after all that, a token of life, which really, really screwed over a lot of that fight simply because he could just soak it all up, just come back to life, no worries. So I mean, yeah, the Congo did die really quick, and that was a lot of distance. Really came down to Empire just being out of place and not really expecting Go to go in.
Yeah, they went, in one by one. They didn't win in like a whole team. We saw Flint like going ahead, and that is really a problem when you go in one by one. You're giving your opponents a really easy target. That's not what you really want. You want to go in and initiate all together and then just destroy the enemy team. But yeah, I think the fighter, once he picks up that Behemoth's Heart with 7 charges on that sacrificial stone, we saw where that went yesterday when the
Mm-hmm.
pilot just went charge collecting all over the place, and she's just getting harder and harder to kill. And yeah, you don't want that. Is really not going the way of Empire Gaming right now.
Well, she's well over that 3,000 mark. I mean, Devourer by himself, by all means should be well and above into the 3,000 hit point range by now, simply because of Cadaver armor. But it's not happening. He's sitting nice at 2k. So definitely a
Yeah,
very tanky Defiler.
and the Defiler, she's seen quite a lot of play, and she really does excel at the moment. I've seen her in so many games, and she does pretty well in all of them. Um, and yeah, when she gets tanky, that's really really good. And then you pop your ultimate, and everybody's gonna try and focus you down because you don't want the ultimate going on all over the place. But you know, she's just so hard to take down with that Behemoth's Heart that she just finished. And also the cooldown is really nice because it just reduces the cooldown on everything that she has.
4.25 seconds on Wave of Death
Yeah.
cooldown. It's 9 seconds every. Not okay. This is kind of silly. 9 seconds cooldown on Grave Silence lasts 6. So that is just ridiculous late game advantage for their team. But before this next counter goes over, I did notice an Abyssal Skull sitting on Bubbles before the last team fight. That has to be picked up exclusively for their only melee hero, which is of course that Pestilence.
Yeah, but Pepsil's opting for a very carry heavy build. He's now picking the other plate mail and the warp cleft, which is gonna turn into a
Demonic. Yep.
demonic breastplate, obviously. And if you just consider it, you in the late game you really want to have Pestilence being farmed because he has to go up against Flint Beastwood and Wretched Hag. Wretched Hag not so much as a semi carry, but Flint Beastwood with his Frostwolf Skull and the Geometer Spain, a really serious, threat. And you can't really only rely on the Defiler, who is very tanky and very dangerous. But once her ultimate wears off, that is just not, she's not just as dangerous. And you want to rely on Pestilence as your physical damage dealer, as your typical normal carry. So the Abyssal Skull is just gonna do him, very well. It's not gonna do him any good when Bowles dies, but we just assume he won't.
Well, Fei V there playing at much more to his skill level there is able to pick up an Andromeda, bring her right on in, and take her down. Tablet of Command picked up on a Devourer. I don't think I've ever seen that, considering he has to channel for his ultimate. Does that break channeling?
I think it does. It does. I'm not sure whether it is a magic effect or is it. Yeah, it's magic, so it doesn't go through magic immunity, but it does break channels. I'm pretty sure about that.
This Wretched Hag is
Gosh.
very confident against going 2-on-1 against both Pestilence and Bubbles. I guess she's just trying to buy time for the rest of her team to catch up. Bubbles, scared to all high heavens. He's probably going to jump out of there with his portal key in just a moment. Or
Yeah.
he's just going to walk.
I don't.
I don't know. What's he going to do? Is he going to come back in? Could be a great initiation.